Hello and welcome to Crit Corner. There goes the attack from the gun at the World Tuesday Night Championship. We're back on the Glen Lyon course, and tonight we're going to be talking about some team tactics and about sprinting. We're going to do the Coles Notes version of the course preview tonight. We've been here before after all. It's an office park crit, lots of space. You do have to watch for parked cars. Both corners are bounded by medians, but otherwise don't offer much in the way of challenges. We just went through corner 1 there, and here we are going through corner 2 and back onto the home stretch. It's a long run into the finish, and you have to bear that in mind when you're getting ready for a sprint because you don't want to go too early. We'll jump to the finish line here, and as we go across that start-finish line, it's the perfect opportunity to talk about the situation in the race. Up the road, that initial break started by Kyle from Trek Red Truck Racing is still going strong. He's joined by at least one of my teammates as well as a few others from the rest of the field. As a team, we like the situation we're in tonight. All we have to do is cover moves like John's doing right there. If that move happens to bridge up, then we've got an extra guy in the break, and if it's dragging the break back, then we're on the front ready to go with a counter move. Now, I've been given carte blanche to act as a team sprinter tonight, and what that means is I need to be rested and ready for the sprint at the end of the race. It may seem counterintuitive, but in order to maximize my recovery, I'm going to sit near the front of the race. There's a couple reasons for this. First of all, if there's an attack, I can allow myself to lose a few wheels and accelerate more gradually. That allows me to conserve a match for later in the race. If you find yourself too far back, you might be forced into a full sprint just to stay with the field. You can regain those positions opportunistically when the chance presents itself. The second reason is if there is a critical move in the race, you're way less likely to find yourself behind the split and thus completely out of contention. Here's that opportunity I was talking about earlier. The pack sits up, you can see everyone's coasting here, so I just carry that momentum through from the back. I'm using a little bit of energy to get a ton of spots made up here, and that puts me right back into those top 5 riders where moves are going to be happening and I can make sure I conserve energy. And here's another opportunity. The front of the pack just sat up after chasing a small breakaway attempt. There's a group moving up on the left, and I'm going to slide up on the right-hand side and slot in right at the back end of that group. So there's a little tiny group right ahead of us, and I'm waiting. I'm not working here. I'm watching to see if any of the other sprinters manage to go for it, and here you can see all 3 of those guys right there, all good sprinters. So now it's time for me to work to get up to that group. Take advantage of Galen's strong wheel, and we're already there. So here's the race situation. One of my teammates bridged up to the breakaway group, so now we've got 2 guys up there. That works out great for us. You can see we're also sitting all up near the front of the field, ready to control it should the need arise. And that's the really simple team tactic. You've got a sprinter in reserve for the end of the race, you get someone or 2 people in the break, and then you control. Unless you're UHC, chances are you're not going to be able to, as a team, bring back a breakaway on your own for one sprinter. So having a couple cards in the deck is really the right move. And here's a really often overlooked team tactic: communication. Let your teammates know who from your team, who from the opposing teams is up the road. And when it gets towards the end of the race, I roll up to my teammate John and say, hey, I'm still interested in sprinting. There's one more point on the line. Can you get me up to the front when the time comes? And that's where we confirm what our tactics are going to look like. So there was the bell. Let's go through this final lap. First of all, I'm not on John's wheel, and I need to be. So this is one of those situations where it is completely worth expelling some matches just to be where you need to be. I'm going to work really hard, get onto John's wheel, because he's going to work really hard to get me all the way to the front. And that's exactly what John does. He drags me right to the front right away, and as soon as we get there, 2 of my teammates launch an attack. Now that's an interesting last lap tactic. We kind of hedge our bets with this. We've got some guys in the break, so we know we've got some positions up there, but there's still one more point up for grab with 5th position. So if they make it, there we go, we've secured it. But if they don't, we've still got me in reserve as a sprinter. And all John's doing now is covering, and there we go. We need to cover because Amiel comes through hard and fast, and this is what I'm relying on John for, to be there to bring those small moves back and make sure that we're with it when it comes to the sprint. Now, he's got to work really hard here, and it's a bit of a risk if you don't have a full lead-out train, that he might burn out before we make that catch, and hopefully I'm close enough that I can finish it and still have legs enough to sprint. So we've caught Amiel in that late breakaway group, and this is where things start to become hectic. So you can see Glotman Simpson moving up on the right-hand side, and we start to get swarmed on the left. I jump immediately on Al's wheel. I don't want to lose any more positions. Sprinting really comes down to positions. Bad sprinters can win races from good positions, and amazing sprinters can lose races from bad positions. So here I'm going to start fighting for wheels. I don't want to be any further back than I am now, and if we get swarmed as we come out of this corner, I want to be able to get into that swarm and use it to move up even further. Now this is a really long straightaway, so I don't want to be at the front because if I'm at the front and I'm forced to jump too early, that's it, I'm not going to have it in my legs anymore. The other important thing in sprinting is patience. I'm going to wait and look for that opportunity that best serves my skill set. In this case, I'm a little bit further back than I would like to be. If I were to go on my own, I don't think I could win it. However, this move goes up on the right-hand side and I jump on it immediately. And now I'm looking for when to jump. You can see the Glotman guy start to accelerate as we come around him, probably searching for one of our wheels. The Jubilee guy twitched a little bit, and that was when I went. It was a little bit earlier than I would have liked to have gone, but I managed to accelerate hard enough to gap the guy behind me and come across the line nicely. I sat up a little bit towards the end to avoid passing my teammate Michael, who had been in the break all day, but I managed to secure 5th place, which is points for the series, which is great for me. Thank you everyone for watching. This was definitely my favorite episode to make so far. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. And if there's any more topics you want me to explore, please let me know and I will try and make a video for them. Thank you. Have a great race.